All right, in this training, I want to take you guys through something that I feel like it trips a lot of people up, right? Especially if you're setting up the Go High Level software here, brand new, and you've never done it before, or you're constantly running into problems, right? Or you're struggling to get approval. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through my snapshot here and the process that I've used to ensure that I get approvals, whether that's in 3 to 4 days or a week, whatever time frame there is. Now, if you're wondering what the heck is A2P and what is going on here, A2P 10 DLC is a compliance. It's a federal compliance It's a regulation, right? In order to be able to send application based SMS messages to phone numbers, the phone number that you're using within your software has to be compliant with the governing body. All right, there's a full explanation. I will link it down below in the description. There is a full write up from Go High Level on what this means, what it's about, why it's important. Right now, this is required if you are sending to U.S. based SMS, SMS numbers. It is a requirement. In other countries, you'll have to look up the regulations. That is entirely up to your country. I just know for sending to U.S. based phone numbers, you have to have a registered and approved phone number that is A2P verified and compliant. And I think what happens is a lot of people get tripped up. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to create this snapshot for you that I'm going to link down below. It is going to be yours completely free. I'm not going to ask you anything for it. I'm not going to charge you for it. It's just going to be in the description. You can use it. It is yours, and I will give it to you. And so, really, it's just a couple of things, right? It's nothing crazy. There's nothing complex. There's no like automations or anything like that. But I think what happens is people don't fill out information exactly at what's requested or as detailed, and you put in wrong information. And I want to clear that up. So I'm going to give you instructions, everything. It'll all be included in this snapshot. If you do not have this software yet and you're looking for an all-in-one CRM solution that I've used for years, I've moved multiple businesses to it, coaches, everybody, right? So I've worked with agencies and even local businesses. And if you're looking to get started with this software, there will be a link down below where you can get a free trial. You can check it out, see what it's all about. But this snapshot right here is meant for this specific software. So without further ado, we're going to get right into it. So let me move me out of the way. I'm going to move me over to the right here. And I'm going to take you through what I've included in the snapshot, all right? It's really not, it's a couple of things, right? I have a funnel and I have a form. Wow, right? So that's all. That's really what you need right there. And so, the form is set. I'll show you what that is. It's already embedded into the funnel. And so we have the site. So basically you just need a website, right? If you do not have a website, you can use this one. All right, I've provided a site for you. You will just have to attach your domain, and I'll show you that in the instructions, right? And then we have a privacy policy and terms of service. So what I'll do is I will get that to you, but let me move me back over here again. I'll just keep moving me over. What you want to do is check out this page down here. Obviously, you see there's a privacy policy and terms of service, which we will go through. But I've included the important notes, and you want to make sure that you open this up. You can hit this view page button right here, and we'll go through, and it is literally the approval process and instructions I've used for businesses over and over again. There's just a couple of caveats that I found, things that work, things that didn't work. I want to make sure I set you guys up for things that do work. There's some preparation that has to be done in order to make sure that this works. So what we want to do is you attach your domain to the funnel and the settings. And so what we'll do is we'll come back over here to the funnel. And before we do that, I want to throw in one little caveat here. Use either a subdomain or the www version of your domain. I have found that either one of these will work, but I've had issues with just root domains, right? So like if your domain like mine, like I have chrismcmanamy.com, digitaltechmagnet.com, if I use just those, for whatever reason, they get denied because it is looking for a full domain with https subdomain dot yourdomain dot com or .net, whatever your domain is, the full domain. I have found that gets approved every time. Root domains, for whatever reason, I've never been able to get those approved because I've gone through and had everything set the way I was supposed to, but it looks for that entire string. All right, I've done that multiple times. And so just for all intents and purposes, if you have a subdomain, use it. If you have the www.yourdomain.com, whatever that is, make sure that that works. So come over here and just come over here to settings and then select your domain. Since this is a snapshot, like I don't have a domain listed, but you'll pick your domain right here. Again, subdomain or www.yourdomain.com. Do that here and then hit save. All right, you have to come down here, hit the blue save button. So that way it saves and it publishes your domain. Now, one thing you will want to also do before we go back to the instructions is come over here to publishing. And if you see any dashes and numbers behind the step URL, just get rid of the dash and the numbers. Okay, just get rid of it and update your step. And then do that in privacy policy in terms of service. Just do that exact same process, right? Click the publish button and go through and boom, you'll publish that and update the step, get rid of the dash and then the numbers. So that's the only thing I would make sure of is to go ahead and do that. One other thing is in the business profile. Okay, the A2P approval process requires that your business profile is filled out. So that's over here, and that is. Let me move me out of the way. Come down here to settings, business profile, and literally just fill out everything. Right, fill out your information, business website, fill out. Really, it's your business email, business website. Make sure that's all filled out. Business niche, authorized representative. Fill that out completely. Fill out your business information. Just fill everything out. Okay. Everything else, you're going to be okay. I'm not going to have any issues with it. So just make sure that that is completely filled out. But we're going to go back to the site here, and we're going to come back to our notes. All the funnels and forms use custom values based on having your business profile filled out. I literally have everything pulled from your business profile. So as long as that's accurate and no spaces or anything like that, especially like the website, I've seen that cause issues where I've had somebody try to use the business profile and it looks like it's filled out, but then they have a space at the end or something. So just make sure it's just exactly like website, email, authorized representative, all those fields that you can fill out as complete as you can, fill them out. And then you want to make sure once you populate the business profile, open the site in preview mode and make sure that the terms and privacy policy links resolve to the ones included in the snapshot. So, for example, if we go to our site here and we open up our site, we're going to see that it is literally just a form. It is a website with a basic form. There is nothing else. Just asking for key information. It's a generic form. There's no automations or nothing, anything like that. There is one step that it does that is required for the approval process, but that's it. And then right here, you're going to have this link. It's going to link to your web. It needs to link to your website, right? Again, this is a custom value. It's the same here, here, and here. So we have a consent box. And this is all going to populate with your company name. Right now, this is just the snapshot company name. This is automatically going to populate with your business name. And then these privacy policy links will update to your website name. So as long as they match up, you've got your business profile, your published domain inside of the settings in the site. As long as that's all the same, you will not have any issues. This will work. And again, also, you need to have a privacy policy in terms of service listed on the same page, because again, there is a governing body that will scan this and make sure that these function and that these work. And so, as you can see right now, since it's using the default, what's like with my branded domain, this is not going to work. So that's why you have to make sure you put those in there. And I'll take you into the fun. I'll show you what that looks like. Let me go ahead and edit this, and I will show you what that looks like. Okay. So let's just take a look at this. Let's just take a look at this form right here, and I'll show you guys what this looks like. Obviously, doesn't matter. Like, these are required. I just left it like a lot of the defaults. That's fine. But there's two elements that really matter. It is this one right here, and this is text with a highlight. Again, this is custom value, so this is going to automatically populate from your business profile. So as long as your business profile is filled out, this will work. And then the privacy policy, I'll show you what this looks like because it's going to be the same in here and down here. So I'm just going to show you what this looks like, okay? And as you can see right here, see why I told you guys to edit the step update is because I have this linked right here. Location.website, which is a custom value, a system provided custom value that pulls from the website that you've, again, filled out the business profile. And so the terms and conditions is the same. It's going to have its all of its it's going to have its URL. So it's going to be very similar. And then again, privacy policy, come over here. Actually, I'll show you the terms since I showed you the privacy in the other one, but it's going to be the same type of deal right here. Location.website, exactly like it shows right here, terms. All right, that's why it's important to not have any spaces. Make sure your website has no trailing spaces or anything like that in front or behind it, because that will affect this. And that's it, right? That's it. As long as these are resolvable, and again, privacy policy and terms and conditions, as long as they're acknowledged here. And as you can see, I have the custom value right here. And so that is the form. So I'll come back to the site, and that is really it. Okay, so that is the website. Let me close this tab. I want to close that one. Okay. Let me close this one. Oh, let me come back here. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll come back to our important notes. I didn't mean to close that out. We'll bring that back open. All right. As you can see, to populate the business profile, open the site, make sure terms and conditions, links. We already went through all that. The snapshot includes a privacy policy and a terms page, which I showed you, as they are checked and verified to be functional for the approval process. And again, business profile must be filled out completely before you start your approval process. And now I've gone through the steps right here to make sure that you can get an approval. First, you have to do, obviously, you have to purchase a phone number. And you come over into settings and go into phone numbers and use a filter for the first part of finding a phone number and use your local area code. Once you purchase your number, then go to the Trust Center. So I'll show you what this looks like. Settings and phone numbers, and as you can see right here, it is empty. And you'll see up here, there's the Trust Center, which is where we will be spending our time between this Manage Numbers and Trust Center. And so what I'll do is I'll click on Add Number right here, and I will add a phone number. And then what you'll do is you'll select your country. When I was talking about buying a filter, so you know whatever your area code is, you're going to hit Filter right here, and provider's number, and any part of the number. We're going to say first part. I'm going to take off toll free right there. Just do a local number. So let's say my area code is 314. Okay, I'm going to hit apply. Those are Missouri numbers. You can pick. These are local numbers. It's $1.15 a monthly price for that number. So you'll need to purchase your number right there. So you click on that, and then at the very bottom there is a proceed to buy, and then that it'll take you through the process of buying that number. I'm not going to do it on this account. And then once you have your number, it'll be listed right here, and then you'll have a nice bright warning up here. You have a nice bright warning. Apologies for my horribly drawn circle there using my trackpad, but it'll say you need to be A2P verified, that you are not compliant. And it'll take you to the Trust Center right here. And this wizard will literally start you through the registration process. Okay, it'll take you through. And I'm going to show you, I'm going to take you through it on my document here, what you need to fill out. Okay, and it's literally going to be step by step. So step through this document and do not go out of order. Do not skip. Do not try to skip ahead through this, because I've literally gone through this and documented, as it's lined out. So you'll purchase your number first, go to the Trust Center, the brand registration first, then campaign a second. When you start the registration process, determine if you register as an LLC or sole proprietor. This will make a difference right here. If you have an LLC, then register using your LLC and EIN or that's supposed to be TIN numbers. An LLC, because that's what I've done multiple times, is I make sure to get businesses that are registered with an LLC or a corporation that has an EIN number. And for the business details, so once you select that you register as an LLC, then you'll fill out the information on the business details exactly as it appears on your tax documents or LLC articles of corporation, whatever you have. If it's in all caps, put it in all caps. All right. If there are any commas, put the commas. If there are no commas, do not include them when you're filling out your business details. You want it to be exactly as it shows up on your tax documentation. If it's uppercase and lowercase combo, do it exactly. Okay. Because I've seen this get blocked because the business details did not match. And again, for the business address, because that's going to be on that form as well, it'll ask for your business address. Fill it out exactly as it appears on your documentation. Again, take into account any punctuation, lack thereof, numbers, symbol, everything exactly as it shows. Do not try to do it differently. Don't try to put any uppercase where there's none or lowercase letters. Do not do that. It is going to be much simpler if you just do it exactly as it appears on your legal documentation. Fill out the authorized representative. Most likely it will be you if you are the sole person responsible. So just make sure you fill that out accurately and completely. Fill in all the required fields for the authorized representatives. They're going to ask for name, address, phone number, email, things like that. But do not use the same email and same name and same number for 5 brand registrations or more. You want to make sure you're not using, because if you use 5, it's going to fail. Like if you've used it 5 times, it will fail. And so this is something you definitely want to keep in mind, especially if you're adding multiple numbers, right? Because if you have multiple numbers, you're going to have to go through this process. So I would make sure that you don't use the same email address more than 5 times. And name and phone number. It's going to have a message on the screen as you're going through the wizard to show you what that looks like. For the brand type, most will choose low volume standard. If you're doing like a high volume of SMS messages that you know you're going to be sending, I think it's like over 6,000. There's an insanely high amount. If you know you're going to be a high volume, you have to choose high volume. But for the majority of businesses that I've dealt with, it's going to be low volume standard. And that is the brand type. And there is a one-time charge for approval. I'm going to have that documentation linked. It will all be linked down below. It'll be this document right here, the Lead Connector Phone System Trust Center. I will link this. I will link this entire document in the description down below, so that way you get a full understanding. There's screenshots, everything, right? That's mostly what I follow. They've updated the interface some since then. But what we're going to do is we're going to come back here to campaign details. Once you've gone past the initial details, next is the campaign details. Okay, this is going to be the substance of how it needs sample messages and use case descriptions on how you will use this. Okay, good news is I have done all this for you. They give you some examples, but I found that the more thorough you are, the more likely you're going to get approved. And I did this exam format multiple times and got approved. So for the use case description for the example, I would literally take this, and where there's brackets, okay, you are going to want to put in your information. All right, don't just leave it like this. You can copy all this, and then where there are brackets, where there's a bracket here, replace that with your information, okay? Because you don't want to use custom values here. You want to literally spell out everything, right? You want to spell out your full legal company name. You want to put that right here. So like I put my full LLC right here, exactly as it shows. I put that right there, and I will literally fill that out. Now for a sample message, again, you can copy that message. You can copy and paste that into sample message 1, and then just replace your name with your name, because you need to have the recipient's name, the person that's submitting the form. Basically, you want the customer name, you want your name, your company name, and then pick a current month, day, time. So it'll be like at the time it's recording September 30th. So maybe I say October 10th at 11 a.m., for example. Okay, just have a date, month, time. That just choose that. Okay, just pick that right there, and then please reach out to insert your business phone number here, just in case you need to reschedule. I've used my the high level phone number that I purchased. If you have a business number, use your business number. Either way, they need to be able to get a hold of you if there's a need to reschedule. Okay, I just put that in here to appease this and make sure that that's accurate. And then your opt-out language. You have to have this clear opt-out language. And it says, if you decide to no longer receive any future messages from our company, reply stop to opt-out. You have to have that. Okay, this literally checks every box. It meets all the requirements for that sample message. And then there is a sample message 2, which is more or less around the whole rescheduling. All right, that's the example. That's the sample that they want included here. And so that is what I did. So I have, it has a sample, and these are just samples, right? Some of this is not real data. Obviously, you're going to want your name, your company. That is real. but I put a fictitious name of Jim here. But everything else is 1,000% real. You put in your name. You can just do first name. You don't have to do full first name, last name. You can do first name here from your company, but you put your company name in this. All right. I see you weren't able to make the previously scheduled appointment. If you need to reschedule, please visit our site here and insert your full website link to reschedule. Okay. Just put your full website link, the opt-in site that I gave you, put that there. If you wish to no longer receive any future SMS messages, reply stop to opt out of all future communications. So just exactly like this. This is how I did it. And then just fill in the blanks, insert your full website, take out the brackets themselves. Do not include the brackets. All right, just put in the your name. Take out the brackets, and you're gonna be fine. There's gonna be 2 check boxes at the bottom after the sample message. Leave the first 2 checked because it literally meets all the requirements that you agree that this is all real, verifiable. There are 2 other check boxes that are off by default. They're not checked. One of them is personal choice if the language includes any content related to age gated content. So if your content only goes to a specific age demographic and you include that in your include that in the language, which right here does not, so you can leave that unchecked. And direct lending / loan agreements. Okay, if you do any type of direct lending or loan agreements and you have that in your language, you have to check the 4th box. If not, just move on to the next one. The next box, there'll be a continue button. So then we go to user consent. And right here, how do leads and contacts consent to receive a message? So this is basically explaining how are your leads that visit the site, how are they going to be consenting to receive messages? And this is why it's important to make sure that your privacy policy and terms are updated and they're working and they're what I've provided you inside of this snapshot. End users and leads visit, and then the full address of your template site provided and path to the opt-in form. So it's going to be yourdomain.com/opt-in, for example. Okay, you got to do the full https://www or your subdomain .domain.com/ and then opt-in if you use my path. Okay, the path that I've included for you, and it tells them to fill in the required details. First and last name, email, and phone number. They are also required to check the consent to send box included at the bottom of the page in order to voluntarily receive. So it is crystal clear. It is explicit. They have to opt in. There are no ways to where they can opt in without checking that box. Those are required. And again, I put that language in here. So just take this, copy this, paste it in, and then just replace it with your website. And then the opt-in message, I've already programmed this for you. I've already programmed this into the form. And so literally I say once the user submits the form, they receive the following message. You have successfully opted in to receive notification of marketing from, that's going to be pulling from the custom value on the form. All right. So you don't have to change, you will have to change none of that. Okay. You will want to make sure that it is your company name. Okay, just make sure that it is your company name. All right, just make sure that that's okay, because you want to put your company name in there. You are free to unsubscribe in the future by clicking the link in the email, or for SMS communication to end, reply with stop, exactly as is shown here in all caps to opt out in the future. And so I literally have that included in the form. Once you have completed all the info, then you click the submit button. All right, since this is the wizard that does all that process for you, brand campaign will be submitted first. And you're going to get email communication if you submit this on behalf of your client. But if you are doing it yourself, it's going to go to your email. But it's like I do this on behalf of clients, in which case I get the email since I am the agency admin. And I will manage their accounts. But for the DIY folks out there doing this on their own, you are going to get the email. All right. And using all the above information, the brand campaign will be submitted first. Okay, it will automatically be submitted once you hit that submit button. I've seen this take an hour, maybe less. This has gone fast. This has gone super fast. All right, I've seen this approve in no time. Provided you filled everything up top, you filled everything up there correctly. You fill all that out, you're fine. You will receive an email confirmation when the A2P status has been approved, or unfortunately, if it is rejected, but I can assure you, that me going through this process and duplicating it for others works. Then once that's done, the process will then start the campaign approval process. It is separate, all right, but it will automatically start that process. You can check it. So if you go into your trust center and you go to campaign, there will be a campaign. There will be a campaign loaded right here with a campaign ID. It will automatically create that as part of the wizard. It will do all that for you. And once that's done, I've seen this take 72 hours. I had one take 4 days, but it was approval, right? It was an approval. And then once you receive approval for both the brand and campaign, you need to link your GoHighLevel phone number and settings to the campaign. So let me move me out of the way over here. You go to phone numbers, you click the three dots on the far right, then choose your campaign to link it to. So if you come back, I'm going to come back here. So if you go over here, manage numbers, I don't have one right here. There will be a phone number right here. There will be three dots in this section, and it'll have you link it to a campaign. And then what happens is your number will be A2P verified, and that is it. If you had, and then once you're done with that, you'll be able to use the SMS marketing feature inside of the software. But if you wish to have multiple numbers, you'll have to go through the above approval process for each phone number. Each phone number has to be approved, or you have to go through an approval process to get that done. Again, if you guys have any questions, let me know. I know this was a bit of a longer explainer video, but I wanted to make sure to give you guys a full understanding of what is needed in order to get approval, because I find that a lot of people are getting stuck in the approval process when they're going through. I see this over and over and over again, and this is the simplest way that I found to make sure you get approval. And again, I will include the snapshot. It'll be linked down below in the description. And also, if you're interested in using this software, I will have a link for a free trial down below as well. So that will be all explained right there. I will have affiliate links included. But again, this snapshot completely free. I'm not gating it. You're going to get this. It's going to be linked down below. You can import it. If you are only in a sub account and you do not have agency level access, you will want to see if you can get that link to an agency admin that has that have permissions to be able to import that snapshot, because that is an agency level setting. That is not something you can do as far as importing the snapshot. That cannot be done in just a sub account. You have to have agency level rights. So you can take this to your admin. You can show them this. If there have been problems getting A2P approval, I can take you through this and just go through this process, and you will be good to go. If you have any questions, you can drop them in the comments. I'm going to link my social profile so you can reach me in any one of those methods. I'll put my Facebook, Instagram. You can message me there, and it'll be taken care of. Thank you guys for checking this out, and I will see you guys in the next training.